What's up guys, I'm back again bringing you part 2 of the PMDG 737 NGX Cold and Dark startup. Today we'll be covering Pushback, Taxi and Takeoff if we get time, so let's get into it. So where we left off last time, we're just ready for Pushback. So right now, gonna go down here, go FS actions, go ground connections and remove all of them so that we're ready for push. We don't have any doors open, so that's alright. Now, sorry, go back in there. Go pushback. Yeah, we want to turn right. We want to go 0 feet back, 7 feet. And we want to push back 45 degrees. So now that that's all set up, we're going to go ahead and start that.
And ground cockpit.
While they're having a little conversation, we switch the left engine starter to ground and monitor the N1 going up to there. Once it reaches 20%, pull up the engine start switches, so it's at 10 right now. We'll just monitor. Alright, the ground person's told me to release my parking brake, so I'm going to do that and pull up the engine start level. Alright, pushback should be starting now.
Brakes off, here we go.
Here we go. Now you're just going to want to monitor the N1 going up here. You're gonna hear a little click when that pops back into the off position, and that start valve open light should disappear from engine 1. Once that does, we can start engine 2, same procedure. There we go, it's clicked back. Turn ground on for engine number 2 and just watch that till it gets to N1, 20%. There we go, so pull the lever up. Push complete.
Push is complete. Set parking brake, please.
So you're going to want to pull the parking brake tab there.
Alright, brakes are set and pressure's normal. Okay, sir, tow bar is on, pin is out, watch the pin on the right. Alright guys, thanks. You're cleared to disconnect. We will be watching for the pin and the release from guidance on the right side of the airplane, and we'll see you guys next time through. Roger that. Have a good flight.
Alright, so they've finished talking. The engine number 2 start switch back to off, so that means the engine's running. We can go ahead and switch the power over to the engines and turn off the APU at this stage. Turn that one off, put the start valve to open, and put the packs on normal. Put the hydraulic panel, set them on, turn the anti-ice on, switch that over to the engine power so we can monitor that. And since it's daytime, I don't actually need any taxi lights, so they can remain off. So that's the after start procedure. All the illuminator lights have gone. Once the engines are powering the aircraft, we're going to put the flaps on, so we'll set them to 5 degrees for takeoff. Just let them go down. At this stage we would call the tower, say we're ready for taxi, and he would tell us to go. The active runway today is runway 23, so we're going to be heading over to runway 23 right now. So you're not going to need very much power with the NGX, it's a pretty powerful aircraft, so you just need a little bit of throttle, and that should give you enough power to go. You generally don't want to go above 20 knots, but it's just a rule of thumb. There's no actual speed restrictions. So here we go, taxiing to runway 23. Between 10 and 15 knots ground speed's generally good to taxi. That's what I like to do. And now on the takeoff roll, there's two ways of doing it. You could do a static takeoff, which is where you line up with the runway, set the brakes on, advance power, etc. Or there's a rolling takeoff where you just turn onto the runway and then just advance the power from there without stopping. That's quicker and done for sequencing, so there's another aircraft coming in on final, but there's no aircraft around today, so we're going to just do a static takeoff since it's easier and just the general thing to do. Alright, so generally about now, once we're approaching the runway, we'd ask tower for clearance for takeoff, and they would say, yep, go ahead. Well, you know, but so right now we'll just pretend we've got clearance, so we'll pull onto runway 23. We're gonna daytime, so we only need to switch on the fixed landing lights, and the start switches to continuous ignition for now, and roll onto the center line. Runway 23. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to want to switch the auto throttle on. We want to check that the engine start switches are on continuous. We want to switch the strobe lights to position and strobe. So checking the landing lights are just on fixed, the no taxi lights on, checking all the overhead panels configured correctly. Going down to the TCAS panel, we want to set that to TARA right about now. So now that that's all set, we can go ahead and punch on the clock, so that can be used for filing our flight after we've finished. Right about now, we're going to want to advance the throttle to 40% in one, so we're going to want to pull it up to there. Once it reaches 40%, you can monitor that down there. So we're rolling, it's up to 33 I think now, it's going. Alright, when we hit 40%, there's a little hidden spot on the PMDG that activates the takeoff go around mode. That'll increase the thrust to your takeoff power that you set pre-flight. So you're going to want to continue up on that, monitoring the center line and only looking down to monitor the engine's performance. So we've reached 80 knots, so we'll call that out. First officer will call out the V speeds, etc. On V rotate, we'll pull back on the stick to about 15 degrees, then go up to 20.
V1, rotate. V2.
So we're pulling up to the flight director, that's on 15 degrees right about now. Alright, gear up, positive rate. Keep on climbing. Alright, so the gear is up, so we can switch that lever to off, turn the auto brakes off, and keep following the flight director for now. Pull up to 20 degrees. At this stage you would call the approach controller or departures and say what altitude you're passing, so passing 2000 right about now. Alright, and we've reached our engine deceleration height, so that's going to power down to our climb N1%, which we've set before. Turned on the autopilot now, so that's going to track our VNAV and LNAV status. It's going to follow our routes on the tail and bend departure out of Adelaide. And once, I'll just show you, once on the speed strip here, it's got 1 and up, that's referencing to the flaps. So on passing 1, you would set the flaps back down to 1 notch, so just wait for it. Alright, so set flaps down to 1 now, and then when it reaches up, you put it up, obviously. So anyway, when you call the departure controller, you'll say your altitude. If your altitude's within 200 feet of what he sees on his screen, he's gonna tell you that you're identified, and you'll climb to his ceiling level, Adelaide, be flight level 240. So we've reached flap up speed, so we're going to put the flaps up right about now. Right now we've established on a steady climb out of Adelaide. And that was part 2 of the PMDG 737 NGX Cold and Dark startup flight. That was taxi, takeoff. Yeah, pushback, taxi, and takeoff. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll be bringing you part 3 soon. That'll be on descent and approach. Have a good one.